What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're creating a portrait illustration of the Lorax. Welcome back to Sketch Sunday and thanks for joining me today. For this lesson we'll need a sketch pad and a pencil. I'll be starting my sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. Let's begin today's lesson by adding a couple guidelines to help with the balance and symmetry of our drawing. So I'm going to start by sketching a line coming down the center. Let's start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work our way down the center of our page, just pulling the pencil towards us using these short lines. Let's go to the center of our page and draw another line going across from left to right. So we'll start at the left side and then just stretch that out towards the right. Now with our guidelines in place, we're going to start blocking the facial features. Let's start in the center of the page with the nose. We're going to draw a small circle starting from the very top, go all the way around, back up towards the top. We can always come back and readjust the size if we need to. Now from the side of the nose, let's draw a straight line going all the way up towards the top, and this will be the edge of the eye line. Now on each side, we're going to draw two large circles for the eyes. Let's start on the left. Along this line, come down toward the bottom line, go all the way around, and back in. Now I want to draw the same size circle over on the right side. So we're going to start by lining up the top. So we're just going to stretch this line going across. From the top, come in toward the inside line, and back up towards the top. And these circles don't have to be perfect. We're going to come back and readjust later. Let's add the volume for the eyebrows. We're going to start on the outside of the eye. We're going to curve this out, go up towards the top. I'm just going to pull that in towards the inside of the eye. Let's do the same thing on the right. From the inside, we're going to come up towards the same height, go all the way around the outside, and just pull that in towards the right side of the eye. From the bottom of the nose, we're going to step all the way down. We're just going to locate the bottom of the mustache. So right about here, draw a straight line going across from left to right. Now there's two halves to the mustache. Let's start from the side of the nose. We're just going to curve this down around the eye and just pull that back up. So we're just going to leave a small gap just underneath the eyes, going along the top of the mustache. And then from here it's going to bend this up and come all the way down towards that bottom line. Just go back and just smooth this out. From the center, we're going to step up, just going to split the mustache, coming down and then out. A slight curve. And then we'll add the mouth. From the left, curve the mouth coming down and up. Step down and draw a short curve for the lower lip. Now I want to finish off the mustache across the bottom. So here it's going to go across and then bend that down. Let's finish off this curve, just continuing down towards the bottom tip. Let's go over to the right and do the same thing. So just bending that down and just rounding out the bottom. Let's go back to the eyes and draw on the eyelid. From the center point on the inside, we're just going to go across and then bend that down towards the side and then line that up on the right. Let's pull the iris and pupil towards the inside. So right here, draw a circle going up towards the eyelid, come all the way around and then back in. You can just tuck that up underneath the eyelid slightly, just clipping off the top and just continue across the bottom. Let's draw a small circle in the center of each iris for the pupils. Now that we have the facial parts in place, let's draw the outside perimeter of the head. Starting from the inside of the eyebrows, we're going to curve the head going up and then down. Let's go to the outside of the eye. We're going to step out, curve the head going out and then down in behind the mustache on both sides. Now I want to continue this curve going out and then down across the side of the body. Now that I have our rough sketch in place, let's go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now that we have our clean rough sketch, I'm going to use this as a guide to help us layer on some more details and refine the shapes. Now I'm going to start with the nose. Let's start with the bottom edge. We want to modify the shape of the nose slightly. So it's going to come across the bottom. I'm just going to bend this around towards the top. And it's going to fade out our lines in the center. Now on either side, we're going to add in the nostrils. Start by curving this up and out on both sides. Round out the end and just tuck that back in on itself. So you have this little swirl. And it will lightly darken up the inside of the nostrils. I'm just going to move up and draw on the eyelid. Again, just adding a little bit of shape. I'm going to curl this eyelid in along the side, come across the bottom. I'm just going to add a couple little wrinkles along the outside of the eye. And a little fold across the top of the eyelid. And we're going to add a little bit of texture to the eyebrows, starting from the inside. Start with the bottom edge, going up, round this out. Just going to add a point across the bottom. Now from here, it's going to layer in some points, going up, add another point, coming down, and back up and in. It's going to continue up towards the top, just adding these points along the outside edge. Let's add another point across the top, going out. And we're just brushing the eyebrows out towards the side. And then from the inside, we're going to add a little bit of texture. Just pulling these lines going up and out. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now with the mustache, we're going to come down across the side and on the top. I'm just going to add some fur texture. So just adding these little points going out along the side. So just brushing this out. And just softening up the outer edge. And just curling this back down towards the bottom point. And then from here, it's going to bend this back up and in. Add that texture across the bottom. And you see that this curve just changes direction. So we're just going to come in and bend this up. Just around the mouth. And pull that up in the center. Let's do the exact same thing on the right, starting from the side of the nose. Add a little bit of texture going out. It's going to roughly darken up the inside of the mouth. Now we're going to go back up to the top. We're going to add a little bit of fur, soft texture across the top of the head. So from the left side, I'm just going to add these little points going all the way across, just to soften up the edge. Just going to extend this down across the top of the head. And do the same thing across the side, just angling this down and then out. Continue across the bottom of the body. And do the same thing on the right side. Now I want to add a small highlight circle along the top left side of each eye. I'm going to go and just roughly darken up the center of the pupils. Let's do one more cleanup before we add some more contrast and shading. Now with the mustache, I want to add a little bit of texture coming from the nose, coming down and then out. So we're just brushing the fur out along the side. And then from the top of the nose, we're going to brush that fur going up and then out. inside the iris. We're going to darken up the top and just fade that down about halfway, because we want to create a little bit of a glare across the bottom of the eyes. We want to go around that highlight. Now I'm going to switch to the side edge of my 2mm pencil and start adding some shadows. So the lights come from the top of our character coming across, so the shadows sit along the bottom edge of each shape. Add that shadow across the bottom of the nose and then fade that up. So we got this little highlight across the top of our nose. We're also going to soften up the texture of the fur. And we're just stretching that texture of the fur in towards those white areas. And I'm just going to layer those fine details on top. Now as we get closer to the end, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of the Lorax. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.